With the ranger's hat and shovel and a pair of dungarees, you will find him in the forest always sniffing at the breeze. People stop and pay attention when he tells them to beware, 'cause everybody knows that he's the fire-preventing bear. Smokey the bear, Smokey the bear, prowling and a-growling and a-sniffing the air. He can find a fire before it starts to flame. That's why they call him Smokey. That was how he got his name.
So we're going to light this fire here, which is going to be a backing fire, and they tend to burn slow. And then what we'll also do is, as this burns, we're going to increase my fire break too, because when this gets burned up, I won't have fuel there. Because when we circle this and go around and light the other side, we are going to have a head fire. And if we get any wind, that can really come quick, and I don't want that head fire to, you know, get, there is another fire break back there, so if it does get in here, which, gosh, knock on wood, it won't, but if it does, I've got a backup. I got buckets of water here and there. These will really knock a fire out. Okay, so to Rose and Sarah, so these are our paper torches. This is the poor boy's drip torch. And Rose, you can then start here.
All right.
And start going that way.
Okay.
So, Stephen, hopefully you are just going to be bored to death, because a boring fire means that's a successful fire.
We saw fire suppression for a long time. I mean, Smokey turned 80 this year, and we've had 80 years of fire suppression. You know, his slogan was only you can prevent forest fires to begin with. And then they kind of backpedaled a little bit and said, maybe we need to change that because not all forest fire is bad. Just like a doctor writing a prescription of this is a medication you need to take and how often you need to take it and the parameters set so that you can get better. We're doing the same thing for the nature and writing a prescription for fire.
Okay, we're late-ish.
Yep, we are late.
So, break up into your squads, not your crews. Make a plan for how you're going to attack this thing. It's most important that we have a secure perimeter, whether you're prairies, savanna, it doesn't matter the ecotype. Secure that perimeter.
Because of the language, I got a card from different language. It's English and Spanish. So the people can maybe show if something happened.
iPro with different shades. In the bag, got the IRPG, bandana.
I have some binoculars, some very cheap ones. I have duct tape because like the first times I was wearing the boots, it was super bad.
Blisters, you mean?
Yeah. Is your pack new?
Yeah,
You bought it for this?
I have in Germany. I have another one, but I ordered this and delivered to right.
We're each going to build a separate idea of what a burn plan on our own, what we think would be good holding points, drop points, whatever.
The power lines. This one. But it's out of the burning area. And maybe a risk for tourists or visitor at the camp. I don't know. Yeah.
Hazards on the inside being like benches and totem poles and hazard trees. I'd rather not just let it go and have us walking through the woods in winds with shitty trees. It'd be better just to have like small burns to maintain control.
I think, this is my estimate, I think the preferred wind direction is north if it's possible, because there's nothing of value to the south. So you can send all the smoke you want that way.
This morning we have northwest wind shifting to west, shifting to southwest, shifting to south. So, right, but if we're starting ignition and then we're having these shifts, so that means our fire is going to push in different directions.
Attention fire personnel, test fire will start at drop point 1.
The RH has dropped.
Hell yeah, dude.
Significantly.
Significantly. Right. And what's that? And you, as the person guiding this line, what does that tell you?
Probably need to hold up.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It means you need to be aware that we're dropping, and it could affect how you're holding go.
Right.
So, I, as a burn boss, I'm not uncomfortable with that yet. I am weary.
Okay.
When you start getting worlds like that, think about
The National Deer Association promotes prescribed fire where it's legal, and we really see that as one of the best tools that you can use as a wildlife manager or as a habitat manager to promote the things that those deer need. And in this case, it's cover and it's food.
North wind 3 to 6 miles an hour with a 38% TIG.
I think that last weather update they gave us was not accurate.
Yeah, the RH probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
for it
have
to drop 17 like that the first time.
Right, yeah.
Right here, so this grass burns out for me.
Who made the last run? Jeremy, did you make that last run?
Yes.
I assume since you're here, there's no issues.
No issue.
You know, that's just kind of a good heads up for us. Even though you expect something to burn a certain way, you can't count on it.
The type of vegetation that comes back after a fire tends to be like the wildflowers, the forbs, and those are bug magnets. The turkey poults, right, when they first hatch, need bugs to survive. That's like 95, 98% of their diet for the first month or so of their life.
Around here in the Ozarks, we are more prone to a tall grass prairie. So the bottom part of that grass burns in more of a oxygen depleted atmosphere, and it makes the best char. And so you're making char when you're burning some of these prairies. And that's why prairie grasses are so fertile. This will stay around for over 1,000 years. So not only am I giving really good habitat for the microbes in the soil, but I'm locking up carbon. This carbon will stay in this form for, like I say, it's over 1,000 years.
We have a private landowner burn workshop. It's an introduction. It's a real quick introduction of fire, a how-to read a burn plan, how to understand a burn plan, some real basic fire behavior. In order to get a burn plan from the Missouri Department of Conservation, the landowner and or their contractor has to go to that class so they know what to expect before they actually put a match on the ground.
Fire is never under control. Okay, we call this prescribed fire, not controlled fire. I know the media uses controlled fire a lot. Fire's never under control. With this certification, it helps you, under new Missouri law, relinquishes some of the liability, but doesn't mean you can go, I'm good, I just caused that 5-car accident, right?
All right, so we're gonna have 3 blowers on each side. And
And it follows the tree line.
follows the tree line just all the way.
Okay.
So when you guys get here, we're gonna try to be like here.
It's very long. No, it's not that long. Okay.
So we're gonna let you get going because you've got, what we've got here is everything that's running uphill, so it's gonna catch up to you pretty quick.
Okay.
Well, we had a couple hot spots over here in this that corner, this corner, and then this strip in here. Where it got into the timber.
Yeah. So how did you stop it?
The guys on the blowers did great. The guys and gals on the blowers did a great job because we ran out of water.
If you try to use the blower at the fire,
Right.
it just blows it further and like spreads it. So we were blowing the leaves away that way that hadn't ignited
Yeah,
yet.
clearing it.
Dan,
I
think we're done for the day.
I am done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
But no, we're just out here to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, no, it's good.
That's quite the road up,
Yeah,
up
it is.
this way.
I was gonna say,
Before we dive into the burn plan stuff, is there any questions on the online training or notes you had that, hey, I have to get this taken care of before I feel comfortable the day I'm out there doing it? I guess a thorough course then, huh? We're going to have spot overs at times. If you can safely, with direct attack means, leaf blower, water unit, you want to get on it while it's small and in favorable conditions before it gets to that point of calling 911. In the event that those situations arise, that's when you want to cease ignition and dial 911 or local county contact if 911 puts you somewhere else.
The Columbia Missourian reports fires struck Saturday on North Creasy Springs Road, Friendship Church Road, and North Black Walnut Court. 2 of the fires were controlled burns that spread due to wind conditions and dry vegetation.
We don't typically see buildings get burned down from controlled burns, but it does happen, and it has happened. But generally, we see more grass burn than what they intended to burn, and that generally is on somebody else's property. So if it's trees are expensive. Some of those larger trees can be worth over $1,000.
Today we're trying to live with fire in different ways, use it as a management tool, recognize it's a natural process and wildfires are going to occur, and also recognize cultural burning and indigenous burning and bring that into the way fire may be used on the landscape today.
The first thing to come up after you burn is obviously the old stuff because it's already established and whatnot. But then a lot of those spots that look like they're bare will actually have a lot of new growth that's just emerging or getting ready to emerge. And the soil up here on this place that I have is considered highly erodible land. I've had prairie grass on it for about 23 or 24 years, and it's really helped to abate the loss of the soil. It takes a long time to heal erosion. I mean, more than my lifetime, but it's happening.
If you've ever seen the forest when a fire is running wild, and you love the things within it like a mother loves her child, then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through, remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do. Smokey the bear, Smokey the bear, prowling and a-growling and a-sniffing the air. He can find the fire before it starts to flame. That's why they call him Smokey. That was how he got his name.